The MCU just released the first two episodes of their new Spider-Man animated show. So is this show worth watching so far on Disney Plus? Let's get started on my review of the first two episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Let's go.
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
What's going on, all my Flicksers? This is Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and I just finished watching the first two episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Before I do start, though, please know that there will be some spoilers in this video, at least from these first two episodes that just premiered, that are currently showing on Disney Plus. Also, please make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more cartoons that I'm reviewing and recapping just like this. So Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man stars Hudson Thames, Coleman Domingo, and more. This animated series follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU, with a journey unlike we've ever seen and a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. All that to say, this is a slightly different take on the popular superhero. Now, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man kicks off with a thrilling and unexpected turn of events. A shimmering portal suddenly opens, connecting our world to another, and out tumbles a mysterious wizard, aka Doctor Strange, engaging in a battle with a symbiotic creature. The chaos spills onto the front steps of a New York high school, aka the one that Peter is attending, capturing the stunned attention of students and faculty. When the creature turns its sights on a young student named Nico, freshman Peter Parker instinctively steps in to provide a distraction. Now, I do like how this take is a little different in not only showing another superhero in the MCU, aka Doctor Strange, one of my personal favorite superheroes in the MCU, but also not really showing Peter Parker right away have his powers. And he kind of shows this heroic side to him even before he has his superpowers. And that's something we kind of haven't really seen before, at least not in that manner or even in that style yet. Now, obviously, this allows Doctor Strange to try and pull the creature back into the rightful dimension with the immediate danger resolved, but Peter Parker and Nico barely have time to introduce themselves before Peter unknowingly experiences a life-changing moment, aka the spider that bites him and turns him into the superhero we all know as Spider-Man. Now, this is definitely a different take. I kind of didn't know how to feel about it as soon as I saw it, but I just knew that I wanted to see more of where this was going to go. Now, I will say too, you guys, if you have not seen the first two episodes and you're watching this, even though I'm kind of spoiling it for you, do have an open mind on this new take of Spider-Man, because this does go in a different direction than what you're used to seeing, especially as this first episode starts to proceed, and they actually do mention Uncle Ben, which is crazy because they haven't really, for the past, I want to say a couple of movies, few movies, and even the past couple of shows, they've kind of strayed away from mentioning so much of Uncle Ben, and they didn't shy away from it in this first episode. The show so far expertly balances action with character development, introducing a diverse and intriguing cast, some of whom are strong enough to carry their own spin-offs, at least in my opinion so far. I do like how in the first episode, even some of the second, he's starting to form this relationship with Nico, and you're not really too familiar with her, but you do start to see some of these other characters with the internship that he does get when he meets Norman Osborn. Now, in episode 2 in particular, it's a treat for longtime fans, packed with subtle nods and references that deepen the storytelling experience. By sidestepping overused high school tropes and finding a unique approach to the multiverse concept, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man successfully tries to take on some of these new stories, and it's got my attention so far. Something I also didn't expect is how Peter has this crush on this girl, and it's not MJ, nor is it Gwen Stacy, so I was really shocked by that. But also the fact that she's dating another guy who is a jock, and he actually shocked me because he's really smart, and he starts to befriend Peter, and Peter can't even be mad at it. He's like, all right, I mean, this guy's actually a pretty nice guy. guy. You start to see some of his background story a little bit, or at least his environment and the things he's going through. And it is kind of rumored to be another character who turns into a villain later on, but we'll see where that story goes for him. It'll be interesting to see how that arc goes for him, if they actually play into that villain that we all know, or at least we all know of. And we'll see if this new take, if he actually goes into that arc, or if the writing just goes in a different direction altogether. Now let's talk about the voice acting. The performances in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man bring an added layer of depth and authenticity to the show. Peter Parker's voice actor embodies the character's youthful energy, uncertainty, and quick wit, making him feel instantly relatable. One of the things that so far I have loved with these first 2 episodes is seeing the innocence of Peter Parker. I feel like we haven't seen that in a while. With Tom Holland's Spider-Man, we kind of did see it a little bit in the beginning, but even then it was more of a type of charm that you would see with Spider-Man that we've seen before in different iterations, which is fine because that really relates to the character, but we haven't seen that innocence in a while, and you kind of see it in this show. I really liked it. The supporting cast also delivers, ensuring that even secondary characters feel well-rounded and engaging. While some animated projects suffer from voice work that feels disconnected from the on-screen action, this show so far nails some of the emotional beats and some of the tense moments. Now, despite early skepticism surrounding the show's casting and behind-the-scenes speculation, the voice acting elevates the narrative. The chemistry between characters feels natural, which makes the relationship between Peter, his allies, and potential foes all that more compelling. I like how he went to go and stop this villain who is lighting a building on fire, and he actually tells the villain, hey man, I think you're lighting the wrong building on fire. That was like a quick but funny moment. So you can definitely see how this Spider-Man is not only balancing that wit, but like I said, some of the innocence, even when he gets those pizzas from saving that guy's little pizza joint, and he gives him some pizzas and he's like, oh man, this is the best day so far. Like, that's something that a kid would say. I feel like, again, in the past iterations, we haven't really seen that with Spider-Man. Not as much, at least, especially with Tobey Maguire's or Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Now, you know, we gotta talk about the animation, you guys, especially because I feel like on my channel, I'm always talking animation, I'm always talking about cartoons, and that whole world. I mean, I love it. But at first, I did have my reservations. I'm not gonna lie. I agreed with much of the internet. And especially with the comments like these, I'm gonna put some up right here. They were pretty funny to say the least. However, after watching these first 2 episodes, visually, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man looks pretty good for the most part. Inspired by the classic art of Steve Ditko, the animation style stands out with its striking colors, dynamic action sequences, and expressive character designs. The fluid motion of Spider-Man's web-swinging sequences captures a sense of speed and agility that fans have come to expect from the character. It kind of shocked me, especially seeing some of these action scenes that are crisp, engaging, and well choreographed in a way that makes each fight feel impactful. Now, the series also excels so far in its environmental storytelling. The detailed backgrounds, lighting choices, and colorful palettes reflect the mood of each scene, whether it's an intense battle or a quieter, more introspective moment for Peter. The blend of traditional comic book aesthetics with modern animated techniques ensure that Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man feels both nostalgic and fresh. That was something that not only surprised me, and I was honestly cautiously optimistic as I was watching previews for this show. And again, like the internet, I was a little weary, especially seeing that clip that released not too long ago and how everyone in the background just didn't really seem to move. They were kind of in an A or T pose. They were kind of just in a stagnant pose. But as I started to see more of the motion and started to watch these episodes and pay really close attention to some of the movements, I was pretty impressed so far, to say the least. Now, here are my final thoughts, you guys. As a longtime Spider-Man fan, I was gonna watch this show no matter what, to be honest. But after these 2 episodes, I'm genuinely excited to keep tuning in. The series delivers a promising start with its compelling storytelling, strong voice performances, and fresh animation. Now, the way episode 2 concludes hints at exciting developments ahead, mainly with him and Norman Osborn, and especially the last thing that Osborn says when he's like, so you're Spider-Man, huh? That had me so stoked, because not only did this kind of subvert my expectations when it came to Spider-Man being the apprentice to someone like And we all know in the regular MCU cinematic universe, we saw Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, take that role. But now it's Norman Osborn in this universe, in this different take. And him knowing now that he's Spider-Man really shocked me. And I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. While it remains to be seen yet whether your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man will reach the heights of X-Men 97, Marvel Animation has certainly created a strong foundation for this one. If the first 2 episodes are any indication, this show has the potential to become another standout entry in Marvel's animated universe. Based on what I've seen so far, you guys, I'm really digging it, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes. Alright guys, so have you seen any episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man yet? And last thing before I do go, you guys, please make sure to hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date. My name is Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and until next time, I'm out.